I quit my new grad nurse residency. Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys have been doing so well. I just wanted to start the video off by saying I am so sorry that I have not been able to continue vlogmas. My laptop was having some technical issues. Now I'm getting a MacBook so I can edit my vlogs properly and upload them on time. But today I am here with another video that I promised I would do for you guys. A little bit ago I quit my new grad nurse residency. I was an oncology nurse working in New York City as a new grad. I worked for about 4 months before I finally said goodbye and quit. Kind of wanted to talk about it. I've been talking about it on my TikTok, on my Instagram, on my lives. I also wanted to update the YouTube fam. Wanted to just take a little bit of time and discuss what happened, why I left, what working for me was like, and what I'm doing next, what I'm doing now. I have everything written down on my phone, so sorry if I'm looking down. I quit my new grad nurse residency 4 months in, so I started working September 18th. That was the first day that we started working. We did 2 weeks of modules. So for those 2 weeks up until around the beginning of October, I was doing modules and just getting all of my certifications complete. And then around the first week of October was when I actually started working on the unit. My preceptor was amazing. I still talk to her till this day. I absolutely love her. She was always so supportive of how I felt, and I feel like that's really how a preceptor should be, like a friend. I never felt like I had to hide anything from her. I was always able to ask her for help, and if I didn't know how to do something, she would always help me. The people on the unit were absolutely never an issue for me. I loved the people that I worked with. Everyone was so kind, supportive. They all knew I was a new grad. They all knew I was the newbie, but no one really ever made me feel like that. And they all collectively made an effort to get to know me. If one of the other nurses had a skill that they thought would be interesting for me to see, they would come and grab me, be like, oh, I think that maybe you would like to see this. And it was just, it makes you think that people are out there watching out for you, looking out for you, and wanting you to learn. That was never a reason why I left. Starting off with one of the first reasons why I had to leave, I was planning to get an apartment in New York City. I knew that if I worked in the city, that was something that I had to do and that I wanted to do. Because I worked at a hospital all the way up north, the tip of Central Park, I knew that I had to live somewhere nearby because commuting would just be far too exhausting, and that's what sadly ended up happening. So I looked at a bunch of apartments, finally picked out one that I really liked. Good price, everything it had, the amenities, wonderful. But then they had some inspection issues and their certificate of occupancy just would not pass. Now time is flying by and I'm working and it's just getting exhausting. I don't have an apartment, I don't have a place to stay. I have all this stuff gathered in my basement for my apartment, but no apartment. And so things have just been tiring. I'm getting mentally exhausted slowly. So I asked the manager if he knows when the apartment's gonna get passed and the inspection's gonna get passed. No idea. He has no idea when any of that stuff is gonna happen, and so that was a little discouraging. I can't sit there at this job commuting every single day when I'm late to work every day, when I'm mentally exhausted. I have to commute an hour back home, and so that kind of already like pushed me off the edge a little bit already there. I made a decision, so that also contributed to my decision of leaving. Now my other issue that I had was the commute. So towards the end of my job, I actually commuted from home. Now I live in Central Jersey and my hospital was Mount Sinai, which was all the way up by Central Park. If you live in New York or you live in Jersey, you know that if you just put it into the map, that commute is like an hour and a half, not driving, by train. I could not drive there. I don't like to drive in New York. I have never driven in New York. I don't think I can drive in New York. That was already one thing that was like checked off my list. I'm never driving in the city. The commute got tiring. I came home every day at like 8:30, showered, ate dinner, went back to bed. Next morning, up at 4:30 in the morning, drive to the train station, take the train, take another subway, walk through Central Park. It got exhausting and the routine just was not enjoyable anymore for me. Went home every day and it felt like this was a chore. It felt like this job was a chore and I didn't enjoy anything that I was doing. Being a new grad nurse, I feel that it's so important that I'm just getting started with my career. I should not be tired of being a nurse 4 months in. That just did not sit right with me, the fact that I was so tired of my job in 4 months. And I'm I'm just getting started. And so that was definitely a big red flag. Next thing that I will talk about is my unit itself. I was a med-surg / oncology unit, and I was not aware that it was a med-surg unit. I thought it was an oncology unit only. Ended up being a med-surg / oncology unit, and more med-surg than oncology. Quickly felt deceived, and I felt that I was not fully brought into this position knowing everything that I had to know about the unit before I was brought on. So that was a little deceiving to me. I was kind of sad that I was kind of stuck there, and I didn't really know that this would be a med-surg position, and we did a lot of med-surg stuff. It reminded me right back to like what we did in clinicals, and I absolutely hated clinicals. You know, it was 12-hour shifts, and on top of that, my 2-hour commute it did not make it better. I realized that inpatient nursing may be for me, but I can't do it when I have a whole commute ahead of me. I need to do inpatient nursing, and I need to live super close to home. And so I'll talk about what I'm doing next towards the end of the video, but just keep that in mind. When you're a new grad nurse and you're thinking about quitting so early on, 4 months in and you're thinking about quitting already, you do quite often think about what the people on the unit will think about you. What will society think? I'm leaving as a new grad nurse. Is it too much for me to handle? Is this the right profession for me? Am I going to be a disappointment to people around me, my managers? That was definitely something that was brewing in my head for a really long time, until the tea just spilled over and I had to just tell people that, listen, I don't feel happy here and I need to leave. That's where it started. It started kind of with my preceptor. I would kind of give her like these hints saying that I don't think this is for me and I don't think that this is the right job for me. She understood. She was completely understanding, but she did tell me I need to tell someone else about it. And the next person I told was my educator, because she was in charge of all of my learning. And so I told her. She told me I need to tell the manager. So that exact day, I went and told the manager, and I bawled my eyes out. I was sobbing. I felt like a disappointment, and she made me feel so much better. She gave me a hug. She said, listen, no one's disappointed. Sometimes things just don't work out the way we want it to work. And I told her, I said, listen, I tried everything. I took a leap of faith. All my friends from college work near home, 10 minutes, easy commute. I'm the only one that took this leap of faith to move to New York City and to make my dream come true. And although it may be a dream that I still have for myself, it's tweaked a little bit. Now I know I would never live in the city alone, and once I do decide to move back into the city and to work in the city again, I'll do it with friends, and I'll do it with people that I can live with and have some fun with. These thoughts were constantly brewing in my head. I tried not to think about that, and I tried not to, and at the end of the day, my mental health mattered way more to me than anything else, and especially what other people think. That I don't let that get to me. Now I made the best decision for myself, and I'm a happier human being. Now you guys are probably asking, what the heck is she doing next? So I quit about 3 weeks ago, and I've been happily at home making content, focusing on my social media, and applying to other jobs. Applying to a job closer to home, but I will be getting my own apartment, so it'll be even closer to home, but it is driving distance from home. If I want to drive, it's about a 40-minute drive. I want to live in my own apartment. I toured apartments, and I finally found one that I really, really like, that I'm most likely going to take. It's beautiful. I love the apartment. It made me happy. So the hospital that I'm applying to, I'm doing a new grad nurse residency. It starts in February, the end of February actually. I'm not sure what units are open yet, but I have been talking to the recruiter actively, and that kind of got my foot into the door. So I'm pretty positive that I will be starting my new position as a new grad nurse at a hospital closer to my home. I'm very, very happy, but until then, I am traveling, I'm taking vacations, I'm focusing on growing my social media, because if you guys know, I do this part-time, and social media means a lot to me. And working as a nurse, I was always too exhausted to make content, or just too out of it. Now I actually have the energy and the time and the ability to sit down with my camera, with my phone, make content, and get it out to you guys. Overall, it makes me so happy that I made the best decision for myself, and I am overall a happier person not working. Just being at home, I needed this, and I know that I needed this, because I feel like nothing in my heart holds regret about the decision I made. I'm happy. That is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you're in a similar position, please feel free to reach out, leave a comment, or DM me. I'm so open to talk, because I know other people are also going through the same things. I posted a video on my TikTok, and a lot of people are going through similar situations, and so if that's you, that's completely okay. Definitely DM me, feel free to reach out, and I will do my best to get back to you. I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.